Things are being thrown. There's no room for this in the sport. There's no room for the Davis brothers to be in the building tonight. The police escorted them out. You saw.
Should happen all the time. Should be happening.
Hey, Mark.
I'm not right.
Wait,
No.
we got that fight coming up.
You gotta beat it, bro.
That fight coming up.
What was meant to be a simple media appearance before a big boxing event quickly turned into a viral fight. Gervonta, Tank Davis and Jake Paul ran into each other on the Las Vegas Strip, and things got heated fast. Jake Paul ended up punching Tank in the face. Yes, really. The YouTuber-turned-boxer made a shocking move by hitting one of boxing's toughest fighters. The fight happened in a private media room at a luxury hotel in Vegas, where both were supposed to do separate interviews. Now, the internet is buzzing, and everyone's talking about it.
I gotta ask you, how real or what was to it with you and Tank actually being a thing? Was that something that was talked about?
Yeah, no, it was highly talked about and in negotiations and almost ready to make happen, but he has to do his rematch with Lamont and get that W, and then we'll be able to run it back. But me and Gervonta were scheduled to fight for sure.
These two had been trading insults for weeks, and when they finally came face to face, things exploded instantly. They didn't waste a moment before the situation turned into a full-blown confrontation.
Oh, Lord. I'm sorry. I'm just in a silly, goofy mood.
Sources say Tank appeared calm, focused, and icy when he walked in. But Jake was the opposite, animated and loud. The tension between them was clearly at its breaking point. No security guard, camera flash, or contract talk could stop what happened next.
What's going on?
What's up, Floyd?
I can have what I want.
In an instant, Jake stepped forward and threw a punch, not just a slap or a push, but a full-on punch. A brawl broke out right away. Phones were thrown into the air, and bodyguards jumped in to stop the fight. It was complete chaos. Everyone's asking the same thing: how did it get this bad? Why is a YouTuber fighting with one of the most feared knockout artists in boxing? And why would Jake risk so much, especially now when everything is on the line?
Yeah, no, we're working on it behind the scenes to make that happen, and obviously that's a fight where the fans are going to win, and it's going to be the biggest event of the year. We're working on it, but it'd be an exhibition most likely.
The answer is simple: this fight is about more than just money, it's personal. Jake Paul is tired of being seen as the outsider, the gimmick, or the circus act. He's already fought former UFC champions and knocked out athletes, but people still say, fight a real boxer. He wants to prove himself once and for all.
How about Jake? What do you think of Jake?
Clown.
Yeah.
He's a clown.
Would you look at it as a joke if someone, if your team was like, yo, we want you to fight Jake Paul? Would you be like, come on, man?
I laugh at him. Like, you want me to fight him?
You think it'll ever come to the point where you're gonna mix into? I mean, you're obviously doing the real shit, but will it ever mix into the point where the money's big enough?
Yeah,
for
would you ever
to
do a
take...
fight like that?
I feel as though in my career I can't do that.
And Gervonta Davis is that real boxer, the gold standard of modern knockout power. He's a pound-for-pound threat with amazing speed, skill, and a highlight reel that excites and scares fight fans everywhere.
Tank Davis.
Bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer, George was a puncher, Ernest Shaver was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in.
Yeah, he fights to the level of his competition.
Yes,
he was doing that a lot.
And he gotta be careful of that.
2 fights ago, he was really doing that.
You feel me? So you gotta be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing I think you gotta be careful of. Other than that, Tank is a really good fighter.
So, when Tank called out Jake after the Tyson drama and made it personal, Jake took it seriously. And now, here we are.
Who were you gonna call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
Jake Paul?
Next question.
Man. God damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
But this punch was different. It wasn't just for show or hype like a WWE promo. It was raw, violent, and dangerous, the kind of punch that could ruin everything. What makes it even more complicated is that this wasn't supposed to happen. Both fighters had already signed up for a big exhibition fight this November, the kind of high-stakes, money-making event that Floyd Mayweather made famous.
After Canelo, obviously, didn't materialize, was the next one Tank?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was on the 1 yard line as well, but he has to rematch, Lamont Roach. He wants to get that back. And then we'll be back in discussions with Mr. Gervonta. But, man, this is the nature of boxing. You have massive fights on the 1 yard line and things just fall through.
As you're watching, like, he was a gigantic favorite, and this is on the heels of the Canelo thing. Are you like, what the fuck is going on here?
I don't know, though, because I never really thought Tank was that good. It would just take the right fighter to pick him apart, to be honest. Someone who had high activity and wasn't afraid of his power. So I always saw so many holes in his game. So to me, it wasn't that surprising that someone finally gave him some good work.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195.
Oh, wow. So he would go all the way from 40 to 95?
Yeah, I mean, it would be an exhibition.
Okay. And so what does that mean? Is that 3-minute rounds?
Yeah, 10 3-minute rounds.
And when you say exhibition, like, what are the restrictions on that?
No restrictions, just the fact that, like, we couldn't actually get it professionally sanctioned.
Okay. Is that still of interest to you? Like, if he wins the rematch and you beat Julio, is that of great interest to you later this year?
It was meant to be more about the show than the sport, a Netflix event that would bring in millions. Jake versus Tank was supposed to be a big money-making crossover, not a real fight or rivalry.
Jake Paul and Tank get into a heated altercation in the street. Things escalated quickly with Paul throwing hands. Who you got if they step in the ring?
But now, this isn't just about money, it's personal, and the stakes have changed. Gervonta Davis is in a tough spot. He's still dealing with the fallout from his controversial draw with Lamont Roach, and the upcoming rematch in August is hanging over him like a storm. In that fight, Tank didn't just seem beatable, he looked distracted, sloppy, and vulnerable.
Before Lamont, it was like he was there, but he wasn't like there for. Like when you watch all his other fights, you can see like his eyes just look different. When he walked into the ring with Lamont, it was just like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, because you heard in the press conferences, he was just saying he was just real irritated. He didn't really seem like
he just felt like I think he just trained just to get by. I think he trained to just do 12 rounds. You know what I mean? The Tink that I know, the kid that you punch him in the face, he go crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if I'm down on the scorecards, I'm gonna go out and go get it. I didn't see it that fight, and I understand it too. When us as fighters, when you get to a certain point in life, sometimes you just don't want to do it.
And Roach came ready to win. That 9th round knockdown, which was waved off, set the boxing world buzzing. Critics said Tank got exposed, Roach claimed he was robbed, and fans said Tank lost his edge.
What is he doing? He forgot his... It's got to be a knock. What in the world is happening? Took a knee. He's got to count. I understand. You take a knee like that, that looks like a knockdown. All right?
Now Tank is stuck in the middle of two battles, one with Roach, who wants revenge and redemption, and one with Jake Paul, who's trying to change how people see him. Tank is trying to handle both, but the real problem is his focusing too much on Jake. Jake Paul isn't Lamont Roach. He's not a ranked fighter chasing titles, he's after clicks and chaos. But the danger is real because Jake is no longer the clueless beginner he once was.
Is this Logan Paul? Is he a legitimate boxer?
A legitimate boxer, yes. People mocked me when I was saying that before, but now I think people are coming around. I say, if this kid was not a YouTuber, if he wasn't some guy that you knew from the time he was like 16 years old on YouTube, and you just saw him box, and you saw him knock out former UFC champions, you saw him beat legitimate boxers, you'd go, this kid can fucking fight.
Jake is a heavyweight, weighing nearly 200 pounds. He's younger, hungry, and has shown he can finish a fight with one punch, just ask Tyron Woodley. Meanwhile, Tank fights at 135 pounds, maybe 140 on a good day. The size difference isn't just uncomfortable, it's dangerous and reckless. Jake Paul could seriously hurt him, and Tank knows it.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195. It would be an exhibition.
Okay, so it was going to be an exhibition, not sanctioned, but no restrictions. You can knock each other out and shit like that. It was going to be at a catch weight of 195 pounds, 10 rounds, 3 minutes. I've been trying to figure this out. Why was I a Tank hater for wanting to see Tank go up 5 pounds to get some smoke with like Teofimo Lopez or something? I just wanted to see him go up 5 pounds and fight Teofimo Lopez. And all of you were saying, you want Tank hurt, Showbiz. You a hater. You want him hurt. Then I'm convinced, okay, he's too small, but he can fight Jake at 195?
A loss to Jake Paul would make Tank's previous setbacks look like minor scratches. His reputation would take a huge hit, and for someone already dealing with criticism, legal issues, and public pressure, it could be the final blow. That's why this punch in Vegas might be more dangerous than it seems, because now Jake has the momentum, the headlines, and the world talking about his punch, not Tank's. And Floyd Mayweather is watching it all with a smirk. Remember, Floyd has been clashing with Tank behind the scenes, and the once close mentor-student relationship has turned into a rivalry.
That set you off because you was like, I gotta do that.
A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me. He was going at me, and
Yeah.
I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cause it's weird. I feel like y'all got, I would say love hate, but it's been like the last interview you showed them love. This week it was whatever. But is that sometimes like, you know, is it just like big bro, little bro seeing things different, or what is it? To you?
No, Floyd don't never. He felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Wait, like when Floyd was 29, you'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of
deal. He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn. Wow.
And I'm just releasing
This
it.
exclusive. That's exclusive. Bigger than Floyd deal?
Yeah.
Tank don't cap, nigga. That's a lot of bread.
You'll see. It's gonna come out.
Floyd was reportedly furious when Tank cut ties with Calvin Ford. Now, Floyd has been training Lamont Roach, who is Tank's biggest threat right now.
Shit, he better. he better take me serious, but I don't think so. I think they training. I think they're training as hard as they can. You know, I think they trying to put a little mastermind squad together to coach for this fight. And you know, it's gonna be a good fight. I'm gonna tell you like this: we're preparing for the best Gervonta Davis that's gonna be, you know, that everyone's ever seen. That's what we're preparing for. We're not preparing for a guy who might not be focused. We're not preparing for a guy who might be lazy or anything like that. We're preparing for the best version of him.
It's like Floyd's made his final chess move. He's no longer guiding Tank to success, he's helping train the fighter who could take him down. With all the drama around Jake Paul, Floyd's probably thinking the same thing as many boxing fans. Why is Tank wasting his prime chasing these show fights?
Didn't say you got your eye on Tank. What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fight?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. He called cap on it. So if he won't call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove me.
Tank Davis is a generational talent, but lately his choices show signs of burnout. He's talked about retiring, gotten into online fights, and lost discipline. He even cut ties with his longtime trainer. Instead of facing top contenders like Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney, he's choosing to fight Jake Paul. It looks like the game might be slipping away from him.
Tank Davis, Lamont Roach. I think we need to start with that one.
Yeah.
What transpired in that fight was astounding because you have to remember Tank Davis was a 16-1 favorite going into this fight. Lamont Roach, while a WBA champion, was moving up from 130 pounds and no one thought he had a chance. And the general demeanor of Tank Davis going into this fight was like, hey man, I'm kind of done with this. I got 3 fights left. I'm going to be done by the end of 2025. I don't really like this sport anymore. Kids, don't do this. Go into soccer.
Meanwhile, Jake is playing it like a pro. He's creating storylines, provoking reactions, and now he's got people wondering if he might actually beat Tank. That's scary because once that belief grows, and fans start asking, what if Jake wins, the fight suddenly becomes a real threat.
Tank was looking past Roach, and he wanted that Jake Paul fight, which I think Jake Paul would have beaten. Jake is way too big. Tank is 5'5", 135, soaking wet. Y'all think Tank is too small for 140. He ain't beating no heavyweight. I'm not joking. I don't think he would have hurt Jake. He would have to jump up to reach. I don't think he would have hurt him. I tell you this, it would have gone the distance, and people would have been laughing their asses off, and it wouldn't have been good for Tank's brand. I tell you that. That fight would have went the distance. Soon as 5'5" Tank is looking at a 6'2", 6'3" Jake Paul, y'all would be like, wait a second. And Jake Paul be on spread out paws with that arm out and stepping back, and bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. But that's cat, fine. We'll never get the fight anyway, so we'll never know.
And the worst part? Jake knows it. He knows Tank is distracted, he knows the size difference matters, and now he knows he can get under Tank's skin. Right now, this is not a good fight for Tank Davis.
This might be the worst thing that ever happened in the history of humanity. Jake Paul is set to fight Gervonta Tank Davis in November. This is ridiculous. First of all, Tank, I know you're known for not taking the hardest fights, but you at least fight actual boxers. What are you doing? You know, besides getting that bag. Second, Jake, why are you doing this? You're a bad person. Let's ignore the fact that I have personally watched this man rob a PF Chang's. Let's talk about his refusal to fight real boxers. He gets criticized for refusing to fight real boxers, so he fights Mike Tyson, a 60-year-old boxer. He gets criticized for fighting a 60-year-old boxer, so he fights a current championship boxer who is literally 100 pounds lighter than him. Tank Davis is a lightweight, 135 pounds. Jake Paul is a cruiserweight, 235 pounds. You're never beating this fraud allegation, Jake, so why are you doing this? What do you guys think of this fight? And don't tell me anything good. Say it in the comments, though.
If Tank walks into the fight against Jake Paul trying to prove a point instead of focusing on his skills, that's when Jake has a real chance to land a lucky punch. And let's be honest, if Jake lands a clean shot, Tank could go down for the count.
Tank's super skilled. Even though he's smaller than Jake.
It's like you with Mayweather. When you beat Mayweather, you were way bigger than Mayweather. That's why you won.
First person to beat him in history. And he still didn't pay me. Allegedly, in my opinion. Fuck off.
It's crazy how everything flipped. This was supposed to be Tank's moment, his comeback after Roach, his return to form, following Floyd Mayweather's playbook. But instead, it's all falling apart. Vegas showed us this isn't fake or staged anymore. Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis truly hate each other now, and that anger is sparking a fire that could burn everything around it, including Tank's legacy.
Gervonta Davis is one of, if not the best, biggest names at 135 pounds, and is an active in his prime fighter. I don't want to hear the similar to Floyd and Logan thing, because at that point, Floyd was retired. Floyd had done all he needed to do in the sport. Tank is still in his prime, still has multiple high-level opponents that he needs to fight. And you can say, oh, you know, the Jake would be a one-off. Side quest. That's fine, but that just tells me that Tank doesn't care about being a high-level champion in the sport anymore. It tells me that he's done competitively in the sport. If he takes a fight with Jake Paul, it tells me he's done. And that's unfortunate. Yeah, Tank has been talking about retirement. If he goes this route, it's almost certain. Like, it's pack it up.
That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. Also, drop your thoughts in the comments below, we love hearing from you. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next one.